I think in this camp especially, he's been very close with Hendo. I think we all know what Hendo's like, so I'm sure Hendo's keeping him in the straight line.
So here we are, a few days away from a huge World Cup quarter-final. What's the mood like in the camp? Nervousness, excitement, mixture of the two?
I don't think there's no nerves yet. I think there's obviously big excitement. I think there's a lot of confidence and belief as well within the squad. I think after a really good victory against obviously Senegal, a really good side, another clean sheet, I think things are obviously really, really positive. But of course, there's no doubt that France is going to be a massive, massive test. And, you know, I think it's one that, like I said, we need to have belief to go into the game. And, you know, I think on the night we need to be mentally prepared and ready for the game, because if we're not, then it could be a hard night.
How much will the experiences of 2018 and the last Euros help in that respect? The fact that you've been down this road before, you're used now as a group to being in the latter stages of the big tournament.
Yeah, I think, you know, that will play a big part. I think the good thing is that, like you just said, that, you know, over the past two major tournaments now that we've gained experience from, you know, these games, these big games. And I think, you know, like I just said, it's all about the belief in the squad. I think the squad that we have, we've got an unbelievable team, and, you know, it's just, you know, whether we go into the game with the right mindset, and, you know, that we have to 100% be ready for everything that they're going to throw at us.
Will that mindset be to take the game to France? Because maybe in the past there's been a more pragmatic approach from England against the bigger nations, but you've got so many exciting players all over the pitch. Is it up to you to impose yourself on the world champions and make them fear you as opposed to the other way round? Yeah,
of course. I think, you know, we need to impose ourselves. I think especially after, you know, the way, you know, we've been over the last few games. I think, you know, the attacking approach at times when we do it is world class, and, you know, can break down any team. So I think, you know, we need to be on the front foot. We don't want to go into the game passive and, you know, sit back and, you know, maybe go flat. I think we need to be on the front foot, more attacking, you know, because like I said, with the talent we've got, we need to be like that. We need to be on the front foot.
Is that something that you think's evolved even over the course of this tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I think with, you know, the results we've had, the goals we've scored, and I think even at times we haven't been nowhere near our best, but we're still, you know, reaching high numbers in the goals scored, you know, the chances we create in. So I think that's the positive thing, that there's obviously still more from us that we can do and reach another level. But at the moment the level's good. But like I said, we need to step up another level on Saturday night.
One of the standout stars, not just for England, but probably of the tournament so far, has been Jude Bellingham. Still, obviously, very young. What's he been like in and around the camp? How's he handled the extra media attention that's come his way?
No, I think he's been in his normal self. I think the good thing about him is, you know, he's obviously very young, but, you know, he's got a good head. He thinks right. He's got good people around him. I think in this camp especially, he's been very close with Hendo. I think we all know what Hendo's like, so I'm sure Hendo's keeping him in the straight line, making sure he's focusing on football only, and, you know, not thinking about other things. But, you know, I think he deserves every bit of praise that he's getting. He's a fantastic player. I said before the tournament that he was going to be an important player for us, and, you know, not just now but for the future. But, you know, like I said, he's been exceptional, and, you know, he needs to keep them standards high and keep pushing, you know, himself, and, you know, hopefully deliver another brilliant performance against France.
And on the subject of teammates, your club teammate Harry Maguire was under a fair amount of pressure and scrutiny coming into this tournament as well. He's been absolutely immense for England. A lot of people are talking about him as a potential candidate for team of the season. How much mental fortitude has he shown to get to that level after a difficult period at United?
Yeah, of course, a lot. I think it's not easy. I think, you know, every player gets, you know, some stick for not performing well and this and that. But I think, you know, what he got was, it wasn't right. It wasn't far from a disgrace, to be honest. I think, you know, like I said, players can have bad performances, but, you know, the pressure that he was under, and, you know, the media, bias that he was getting, it wasn't fair. And I think, the mentality that he's shown, and to put that aside and come out to this tournament when there was a lot of calls for him to be dropped, not in the squad, this and that, and for him to come in and play how he has. And I think it's really good for him. I'm very happy for him, and he deserves it after all the stick he's been getting. I think he deserves this, and hopefully he can keep it up. Hopefully he can keep performing at this high level, and have a good end of the tournament.
Have there been times along the way when you've seen him at quite a low ebb, and as teammates you've had to pick him up and guide him through the negative headlines?
No, but I'm sure the team would be there for him if he needs that. But like I said, he's got a good head. He keeps his head. He's got an extremely good family and friends around him, and I'm sure they look out for him. But like I said, his head's good. He keeps positive. He keeps training hard. He keeps working hard, and he always looks forward.
Just one last one on the game. Kylian Mbappe obviously is arguably the best player in the world right now. How much of your tactics will be about trying to stop him and find a way to keep him quiet?
I think you said it there. I think for us, we know he's performing at a very high level. For me, the best in the world at the moment. He's a world-class player, unbelievable player. So I think we obviously know that the danger he will bring for us as a team. But I think you also have to look at the other players. I think they're reigning world champions for a reason, and it wasn't just they won that tournament for an individual. I think they won it as a team, and their team is full of world-class players, and they've been here before. They've won this competition not long ago, so I think they know what it's all about. So I think, of course, the threat of Mbappe, but I think we have to focus on their whole team too.